Many people think that the top is in and that Bitcoin's only going to go down from here. I don't think I believe that. So I'm going to show you what I'm looking at right now. And there's a phrase that rings in my head, and it's expect what you least expect. That's what you're going to get. So let's take a look at all the facts and data. I'm not a financial advisor. This is certainly not financial advice. I'm just showing you what I'm looking at. So there's a lot of things that we're going to look at, and you can make up your own mind and look at your own data. But right now, I think this is an opportune time, and we are at an opportune moment. But let's take a look at the facts. So first up, let's take a look at where we are with Bitcoin right now. We were all the way up here, 109 and change. We came all the way down to 83-ish. We busted through that $87,000 bottom of the range. And so that is where we are. I said we had a double top. It looks to me like a double top. Top, down, up, and then down past the neckline. And here we are. So are we at the bottom of this range? Not quite sure, but look at the shorter time frame. This is an hour time frame. We bounced off right around 82,000, and we're testing that floor or ceiling of resistance that was our floor of support, but it got flipped when it went underneath it at around 87,000. We're testing that, and let's see if it can bust back above that. Now, let's go into mid time frame. I know we looked at the 1 day, the 1 hour. Let's look at the 4 hour. So again, we're busting up, like we're trying to get through that floor of or ceiling of resistance. And if we do, we could go back, test the range, and head back north. But let's look at this. When I said expect what you least expect, everyone is expecting Bitcoin to go through the floor. The fear and greed index for Bitcoin is at 10. That's the lowest we've seen since, I think I saw one down here, and we had in the 30s. If we look back, you would have to go back to June of 2022 to find that low again. Yeah, June of 2022, like the bottom of the bear market. So despite all of the bullish things going on, you have world countries talking about buying Bitcoin as their strategic reserve. You have the whole presidential campaign administration who owns Bitcoin is talking about laying groundwork, and it's the future, and making U.S. the Bitcoin capital of the world or the crypto capital of the world, and all these things. All this bullish stuff going on. You have big institutions buying Bitcoin. You have companies like MicroStrategy and MetaPlanet buying crypto. Yet for some reason, the sentiment is as low as it's ever been, almost as low as it's ever been about Bitcoin. It doesn't make a lot of sense. There's a lot of market manipulation going on. But you have big market makers like Citadel coming into the crypto space, right? You have all these positive things going on, yet we're at a 10. It doesn't make sense. It does make sense that people are fearful. But when they're fearful, in my opinion, and this is not financial advice, it's time to be greedy. So, and greedy in the truest of sense. So look, Bitcoin dominance slightly falling. It's dropping just a tad, right? A lot of the things that are recovering right now are not necessarily what I would call the blue chips. ETH is still down 4%. Bitcoin, this is on the day. Bitcoin's down 2%. If you look on the week, we still have a lot of red, a lot of red. Liquidations, we're starting to see some more longs put on around when we got down to that 84-ish range, 83, 84. A lot of longs were put on, and down here, this is the liquidation of those longs. So the market's kind of telling us it's a little bit confused. There is fear, uncertainty, and doubt, but it's kind of starting to move more towards the longs. There's still a lot of shorts that can be liquidated in here at these ranges. So these longs are going to get liquidated. I just don't know if we're going to dip back further. We might have hit a recent bottom. Now, all that can change with one piece of information. And, if you look at the market cap, we're still down almost $1 trillion. But look, if I look at Market Watch, let's look at the economic calendar. Today is Thursday. We have some pretty important results coming in tomorrow with the personal PCE, core PCE, very big inflation number that the Fed's going to watch very carefully. But if inflation is starting to, drop down a little bit, the stage might be set. I don't know that they're going to drop the rates, but they're already predicting more rate cuts than they were initially. And that would bode well for M2 or money supply out there, that typically when M2 rises, the interest in crypto rises and people have money to buy crypto with. That's important. You got to have the money to buy the crypto. So all in all, it looks like things are setting up. I mean, we've got Bitcoin testing that ceiling of resistance again that it broke through and it flipped to a resistance from support. It's testing that again. So if it can bust above that 87,000, hold a candle there, we could see a nice upswing bearing any other, without any other crazy info that comes out. I mean, it comes down, it's probably going to test this, bounce around, test this one, bounce around, and then hopefully, and hope is not a good strategy, go to the upside. The opposite could happen. We could test this and bounce down, right? Before we bounce back up. A lot of people were calling for $70,000 Bitcoin, $74,000 Bitcoin. If that happens, I'm a buyer. I am a straight buyer. Right now, what am I doing? I have a couple small, low leverage, actually medium leverage positions on. I have an XRP at a 20x, which is pretty high leverage. But I've mitigated my risk by having stop losses in there that I'm comfortable with. I like the upside potential, and that was a gamble play. I'm looking at hearing news about behind door meetings with XRP and what they're going to do. SEC is going to do about the case, or that they're going to drop it. If they do drop the case, it could skyrocket very, very, very fast. Now that's an opinion. I could be wrong, but last time that the case came out, it dropped significantly. When they started, the lawsuit came out against XRP, it overnight dropped like crazy. Well, if they drop the case, I hope it would overnight go up like crazy, and that 20x play is a hope, right? That is a gamble. Bitcoin, I put one on at 84,629, so I was at the bottom of the range. I'd rather buy at the bottom of the range than at the top of the range. And so at 84 was as low as I was comfortable when I felt like we were in a reversal. Now, I could be wrong, and false signals happen all the time, but I felt like we were in a reversal. I felt good enough to do a 6x leverage trade. I'm up about 12% on that trade right now, so nothing crazy. And I had a couple $100 in there, so we're not talking about huge amounts of money. Sui, I'm at a 10x. It got down to 288. I felt comfortable opening a trade. It's been bouncing around 290 and change and things, but that one I'm up 9%. Big deal. It's a small trade, $86. But I have my stop losses set appropriately, so I don't lose all my money. My risk is mitigated, and that's the very important thing. As that goes up, I'll move my stop loss up to trail behind it, so that I will hopefully gain a profit no matter what. I like to see it go up a little bit more before I raise that stop loss, because right now the market needs to breathe, and I need a little room for it to play. So those are the three little trades I have on right now. I hope to get out of them without a loss and with big profits, but it's going to take a decent market. I could get out right now with a profit probably of around 10 or 15%. Not bad for a one-day trade, but these are more gamble plays. I am looking for larger returns. This was all done through BTCC, as you can see here. If you're interested in leverage trading, which I would suggest to learn as much as you possibly can about that prior to doing it, and understanding how to mitigate your risk through things like stop losses, limit orders, and things like that. But if you're interested in doing that, there's a link down below, and there's some advantages to using my links, and you can go right there to BTCC. That's pretty much it for today. I mean, there is a lot going on. It is an eventful time, and every day in crypto is an adventure. So make sure to like, subscribe, and share everything, and we will see you next time.